Yeah, I know. I think I got yeah, but that's oh, yeah. Yeah, I would just make the door that. Okay, I'm sure. Well, kind of wow, I know that's you know, it was so dramatic in that I can feel it. Literally say like, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. No, and when they did, I'd have been okay with them. They wouldn't have worked. And I just knew that. I mean, you know, I was trying with them. I just look at them. Thank you for letting me That's right. I don't know what happened. I really think that part of it is the emotions being first. They're usually emotional. And then comes with obviously the emotions. Yeah, and then you take some of that with the weekend of introspection and I'm big on that. I mean, I torture myself with it. I didn't need them to. But that was good. Yeah.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning to everyone here and to everyone who is joining us from wherever you have the opportunity. We're so glad you're here today. We're so glad that we're able to enjoy and celebrate a new day, all of us together. So today I invite you to just relax in your chair and take in a big breath and let it out. And know that as you're doing that, you're clearing your body and your mind and yourself to be able to be here, to be able to celebrate who you are with us this morning. And so I encourage you to take in another breath and let it out. And relax into your seat, knowing that you are in the most appropriate place at the most appropriate time right now. And I invite you to take sort of a mental journey and look around to a place that's green. It's so wonderful to see green again, isn't it? And you take a walk through a beautiful green space. And along the pathway, you can hear little sounds in the background, like the birds are welcoming you. And you hear the sounds of little feet, of little tiny little creatures in the background. And you are grateful for all of them. You're grateful to be there with them, celebrating. And as you continue to walk, you come across a beautiful, beautiful old cottage. And somehow it seems to invite you in. And so you walk up to it, and you turn it, and the door opens immediately. walk in. And as you walk in, you see a place that's very familiar to you, a place you've been to before, enjoyed before. And your wonderful table and chair. You sit down in a chair and just relax and you say, I think I'm for the moment. I think this time, this in this place, remember, I give you, and it's calm and and love, and I am here right now. All good memories, wonderful. And as you sit down, you realize that you're not alone, that there is someone else in the room with you, someone you haven't seen in a while. And you open your eyes and you see that person, and that person is smiling at you, saying, welcome. It's so good to see you again. And you just take a minute or two to just reconnect with that person. You know that that person is there. You know that that person is there for you. And now it is time to come back into this room. So you come back through the open door, back through the woods, still hearing the wonderful chirping of the birds, still hearing the rustling of the little people or the little creatures in the background, and the wonderful smell of flowers just overcomes you. It doesn't make you sneeze though. And as you're walking through and walking back and coming back into this room, you remember that these things are possible. You remember there are no accidents for your being here, wherever you are joining us from. There's no mistake. There's only what's the next opportunity for you. And you know now that you can look back and you can bring back that strength that you think perhaps you've lost. You can reconnect with the self that you know is your most perfect self, and the ability to be able to create and think and move forward no matter what point in your life that you are at right now. You can move forward because that's what the love of the Creator has in store for you, the ability to move forward. And I invite you to take a deep breath right now and come back into this room, knowing that there is no mistake, knowing that you are here right now for the most perfect reason, and you have all the support in the world. You can look around and see the support you have on the earth plane. You can relax and know that there is support for you from every single plane. Isn't that wonderful? And so I invite you to come back into this room right now, completely relaxed, and open your eyes, and welcome back.
Thank you so much, Reverend. Thank you for taking us away. That was beautiful. Good morning, everybody. We have a new congregation. It's called I Love Myself. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the way I am. That's perfect. I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. And when I feel the love inside, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am. I still want to grow. But change outside can only come from deep inside. I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. And I love you just the way you are. I sure do. And I love myself just the way I am. I didn't know to sing this. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. Yes, you are my family. You are the face of God. You are my family. You are the face of God.
Good morning, beloved family, beloved souls, where anyone is watching this morning. Just take a loving breath, breathing in God and peace, and breathing out God and peace. There is one presence, one power in the universe, That presence, that power is God. God goes by many names. Whatever name works for you. That I am as God is. God is as me, as God is each and every one of you. Breathing in the love and the light of God. Just feeling that love coursing through your body, your mind, your body, your heart, your soul. We are all connected as one. Each of us are the divine, of the divine. We are all in unity together. Feel the heartbeat. Feel your heartbeat. And feel the vibration of that love and the light that is within each and every one of you. That is vibrating out to everyone everywhere in this magnificent world. Again, the mind, the body, the soul connection, the heart. Each one of us are the heart of this teaching. As we spread our word, as Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, speak the word. Speak the word magnificently, lovingly. And I declare right here, right now, that that is the absolute divinity of each one of us gathering today. And knowing that our body temple, again, our mind, our body, our heart, our soul, that each of us are spreading our love and our light wherever we go. Just breathing in that love and that light. Feel that love and the light coursing through your body. Knowing that each one of us are doing what we were called here to do, what we agreed to do this time around. And for this knowingness, I am so grateful and so blessed to be able to speak my word for each one of you, for each one of you loving beings hearing my voice today, knowing that each of us are of the divine. I am so grateful and so blessed to know this truth of each and every one. And I release my word to the law of mind in action, knowing that it is God's word. The law is God's word. And please join me in saying, and so it is. Blessings. Namaste to each and every one of you. Amen, amen, amen. And when it's comfortable for you to come back to the present and just feel the love and the peace that is emanating from each and every one of you. I love you all. Blessings. Namaste.
She can't answer me back when I say I'm losing lights. Oh yeah. Remember this one? Well, she told us right there how blessed we were. Oh, all right. I am blessed. Give it to me. I am blessed. Yeah, you know how it goes. Every day of my life, I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning, or lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. Yes. I am loved. I am loved. Yes, you are. Every day of my life, I am loved, 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 loved. When I wake up in the morning, or lay my head to rest, I am loved. Yes, you are. I am loved. I am healed. I am healed. Yes, yes. Every day of my life, I am healed, 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 healed. Yeah. When I wake up in the morning, lay my head to rest, I am healed. I am healed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I feel so blessed to be here every day of my life. I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning, I lay my head to rest. I am blessed. You got one more in you? I am blessed. I do. I am blessed. I am blessed. Yes, we are. Every day of my life, I am blessed, 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 blessed. I mean, look who I got. When I wake up in the morning, I lay my head to rest. I am blessed. Yes, I am blessed. Oh, I am blessed. I am blessed. Sing it with me. I am blessed. Yes, you are blessed. I am blessed. Yes, we are. I am blessed. Here come my favorite gals. Our reverend. Adding power today.
I'd love to tell you more. While you're standing, if it's comfortable for you, please say with me, God bless America and the rest of the world. Maybe just turn to a neighbor and just, we're still, we're still not hugging and kissing and
Oh, we can have fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So nice to see you.
All right. Who's here for the first time? Hi. How'd you hear about us? Online. What's your name? Giselle. I know. She's beautiful, and she looks like a Giselle. That's possible. Hi, how'd you hear about us?
So I think I just, when I used to live in LA, I went to this place called Agape.
Yeah, so did we when we lived in LA.
Oh, okay. So I just searched for places similar on Google, and that's how I found you guys.
Oh, cool. Thank you for being here. What's your name?
Gregory.
Gregory?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Thank you for welcome. If you don't mind, in the Grand Hall, there's a guest book. If you could sign it, I could let you know what's happening. I think our ushers gave you a gift and all that good stuff. Oh, my goodness. Reverend Patricia, your centering took us back to Lake Arrowhead, which is where we were last week, even though Stacy and I were peeking in on you all on Facebook. We really were. I wouldn't get to stay the whole time because there was service there as well. There was someone online from the Netherlands, and you all looked like you were having a good time, and we were having, I have, yeah, and I have FOMO, but we had fun there too. So, but when you were saying, picture the green, and I could see the table, I would go sit at the, so I didn't get the tan that I wanted, but that's okay.
You have one already. You're beautiful.
I know.
You're
I
perfection.
know. A little more. It's all good. Who you know, if you're here for the first time online, please just put a comment in the comment section, and that'll be good to know. So today, oh my goodness, it's June.
Yeah.
Ah,
it's not.
it's June. Yeah, we blinked and it's June. There's June birthdays. I think there may be a birthday in the house today. Jill, Reverend Patricia was the other day. Caden.
Today.
He's a little past legal.
That's our main sound man there,
Doesn't
Kaden.
look like it though.
Just passed. All right, Patty loves to sing happy birthday.
Please help me, okay? Please help me.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear loved one. Happy birthday to you. Yes, so happy you were born.
I don't know if there were any anniversaries in the audience, but I know we did a wedding a year ago today, so I know they're having an anniversary.
Lynn and Chris.
Lynn and Chris.
They're online.
AKA, you would know maybe Lynn Lucara. It's now Lynn Wee. All right.
Lynn, I miss you. This one is for you.
Wait. Pat, we also have some other anniversaries.
Oh, that's right.
Lauren, and Cheryl, and myself,
Oh my
and
goodness.
yeah, all of us became practitioners probably sometime in June.
12 years ago.
Yeah,
12 years ago.
12 years ago for Lauren. So yes, Lauren, Cheryl, and myself.
Yeah. 12 years ago, we became practitioners.
Oh my God. Thank God.
The person who wasn't going to be a practitioner. Or a minister,
There's
but
power in those words. Well, this one's for you. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. So glad you're ready. Our ready.
Thank you. How was, we missed the, your band played.
It's such a lovely place. Thank you for asking. It was lovely. I had a small but mighty crowd, and I really appreciate all who came or texted and called and bought tickets. The food is incredible
Yeah,
at
we've been there.
Gatsby, so when I play there again, I hope you join us. We had fun.
Yes, it is. The food is good.
Yep. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
We have a video. It's Pride Month. On top
Yes.
of many other things, but we're focusing on Pride. And so Charlie, our beloved Charlie, Yvonne's not here today. She came down with that thing that we're not naming right now. But anyway, she's fine. She's at home. She has a day off. So good for her. And so we have Charlie. So watch the video, please.
Oh my god. Future self, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
That little girl sure was a cutie, huh? You might have thought that was my sister, because she looks a lot like me. Her name is Charlize, and that little one was me. Now, I'm Charlie, and I'm here to tell you my story. Growing up, I was very girly, or shown to be. My mom would always put me in dresses or bows. Most things I owned was pink, and I had dolls and all that fun stuff. Although I did play sports, I played baseball and soccer, which is stereotyped as a boy or a masculine sport. Didn't matter to me. I was having fun and I was comfortable. I even signed up for a baseball camp, and I was the only girl there. I did find it difficult finding my gender identity. In the 6th grade was when I had my first haircut. I looked like Justin Bieber. During this time of my journey, I found someone on YouTube. His name is Sam Collins. He is openly transgender. He said something called FTM, female to male, and said all these things which really resonated with me. When I was ready, I came out to my family. Sadly, some didn't support me and were not okay with it. Of course, I had a good handful who didn't hesitate to support and love me. Those that weren't okay with it are now willing to understand. My dad was able to get me on hormones, testosterone, which I have now been on for 3 years. Throughout those 3 years, I did lose a loved one. On April 15 of 2018, my grandfather lost his battle with cancer. He was my #1 supporter and did a lot for me growing up. It became really tough, but then I was introduced to CSL teen camp. I was basically forced and I didn't really want to go, but it truly impacted my life in a positive way. It's such a magical place and it helped me to comfortably express who I am today. Not only did I learn that I was loved, but most of all, I learned to love myself. The teaching has really opened my eyes and I have a different perspective in life. Now with that being said, we all have the right to be ourselves. We may have different names, body shapes, each with our own uniqueness, but in truth, we are all one. We are all connected and we are all human, and it is such a beautiful thing.
See how I catch on like that? Sorry, Patty. No, I just like that. I know, I catch on, I'm like, whoa, I think that's not the song I was thinking.
Well, you could have done it the other way.
Charlie, I love you. That was beautiful. What a beautiful video. I love you. I love you. Yes. I love you, Charlie. I love you, Yvonne. This song speaks exactly about what he's talking about. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatness love is happening to me. I found the greatness love inside of me.
achieve. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Just give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest of all is happening to me. Yeah, me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Just learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of lead you to the lonely place, just find your strength in love. 'Cause that's all there is. I love you.
Yes.
Yes, Patty, yes.
Thank you.
That's what we're teaching here.
Yes.
It's all about love.
Sacred formula.
Oh, the secret formula. And we're trying to not make it a secret. That's what our job is here. You know, I remember my dad in 5th grade, I having some trouble in math and not a very good math teacher. I don't know why they always have these football coaches teaching math. It doesn't really, I never really have gotten that. And I remember I got a D plus, never had gotten anything below a B, and got a D plus in math. And I wrote on the wall in my room, I'm a failure. And my dad came in and saw that, and he made me listen to that song and write all the words to that song. Yeah, so anyway, I just remembered that while you were singing. I want you to hug yourself right now and just say, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Look to your left and say, or to your right and say, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful we. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful we. Yeah, yeah. You know, we're talking this morning about the physical body. The physical body. Which I was like, we've never really talked about the physical body. I mean, it might come up here or there. We talk about the body more affairs, we talk about money, we talk about those conditions, perhaps, but not necessarily the physical body. So I was like, I don't know, I'm feeling some kind of way about it. I don't know, maybe I'll change the talk title. Then as I thought about it, why wouldn't we talk about the physical body? Why would we not discuss that? Because I don't know if you've noticed, but some of us, many of us, most of us, have at some point in the past, probably around 6th grade, when Charlie was talking about, he discovered that he was not living in his authentic life, in his body as it was. Some of us grow up to a standard that is not the truth of who we are. Anybody ever felt that? Or was it just me? Okay. Anybody? No? We're sure? Okay. And of course we know in the spiritual realm we're perfect. We're perfect. Yes? Now we teach this thing, it's called, many of you are familiar with it from past or past tradition, philosophical tradition or religion, this Holy Trinity. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. We call it the triune nature of God, which is spirit, soul, and body. The teaching's over there, right? Top is spirit, middle is love, and the bottom is the body. So we're speaking of the physical body today. That which we all have, that's which houses the spirit of who we are. That's which houses spirit, God, which is divine perfection. And so we were made in divine perfection, and somehow we get it twisted somewhere around, some of us second grade, first grade, or before. Most of us by junior high school, we pretty much have that down, that we are not designed in perfection, which is not the truth of who we are. But we all get it. We all get the little memo. I think it comes out right around 6th grade, right? Some of us develop more fully earlier on, some of us less, some of us get taller, some of us are not quite as tall, some of us, whatever the case may be, but we all get that memo. And we live with that design in our minds for a long time, don't we? A long time. And maybe some of you don't know what I'm talking about because you're awfully quiet. So perhaps you don't get that memo. Perhaps. Especially, I'm speaking as a woman, especially women, right? And I know it happens to guys as well. I'm sure it happens to guys as well, right? You've got to be strong, you've got to be masculine, you've got to be, perfectly fit, all of this stuff that you're supposed to be, which is not necessarily who you are. It has nothing to do with your manhood. But we have put this definition of what manhood is and what womanhood is. It's not healthy. We know that we are designed in the perfect image and likeness of spirit. We say we know it. We say we can't fix the mirror. And yet, if we're doing something other than loving ourselves, aren't we causing harm? Because when I look in the mirror and I don't see that divine perfection, and I try to change the mirror, and I can't change the mirror, I try to lose 50 pounds, and I can't lose the 50 pounds, I try to change my hair, I try to change my whatever it is that I might be trying to do, and I don't do that to my satisfaction, then what am I creating in my physical body? Stress. Possibly a health condition. A myriad of other things that we are creating that is not how we were designed, and that's not what Spirit put in there, but Spirit gave us the ability to create in the same way that Spirit creates, which is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing if we live the teaching that we're currently in, that we're all sitting here, and we say that we subscribe to. And even with those of us that are sitting here and know the teaching and know it well, backwards, forwards, and backwards, we still get caught up in the human realm. Tough, right? Turn on the TV. How many commercials do you see about eating the perfect weight, having the perfect tan, having the perfect hair color, and on and on and on ad nauseum? I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I certainly subscribe to it. I'm not saying I don't. Those of you that know me, you know I'm completely vain. Completely. Ad nauseum. Shh. And yet I know. And I know that I know. I do. I really do. Let's see what Dr. Holmes says about this in the textbook, chapter 5, page 98. He talks about the body. He doesn't talk about my vanity. So Dr. Holmes, who was the founder of Science of Mind, and the textbook is his seminal work. He says this on page 98. Body means the entire manifestation of spirit on all planes. In my Father's house are many mansions, said Jesus. We do not, of course, see all these mansions. Science has revealed to us that many exist which we do not see, and revelation has shown that the universe is infinite. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. The word body, as used in the science of mind, means all objective manifestations of the invisible principle of life. That means all of us. All of us, even those we don't like. The body is distinguished from the idea, in that the body is seen while the idea is invisible. The physical universe is the body of God, the invisible principle of all life. Our physical being is the body of the unseen man and woman. Behind the objective form of the rose is the idea that projects the rose. And that doesn't mean that the daisy is less than the rose. Doesn't mean that the tulip is less than the rose. And if they were, because that's what we're doing when we compare ourselves to one another. When we subject ourselves to a standard of beauty, which is ridiculous. There's no way I'm going to be a tall, thin white woman with blue eyes. But isn't that perfect? Isn't that what we see on TV? Isn't that described as perfection? So it's no wonder why we get ourselves in this idea that we're not perfect based upon things that we see on TV, based on a standard that is not realistic for most or many of us. I'm not going to ever look like Heidi Klum. Never. Right?
You're way better. Get out of here.
You know, I'm doing the best I can, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Right? He goes on to say, body is always an effect, never a cause. Body expresses intelligence, its apparent intelligence being lent by the consciousness which permeates it. We would not say that consciousness is in the body, but rather that body is in consciousness. We are all expressions of the divine. He didn't say that, I said that. Perhaps the human body is an exact counterpart of an invisible body, which is non-material, as we now understand matter and physical form. The physical body is evolved for the purpose of allowing consciousness to function on this plane. The body is necessary to this plane, since only through a physical body can properly function here. Okay, the first slide, please. Second slide, sorry. Our body is part of the kingdom of God. Therefore, there is a spiritual pattern at the center of it. There's a spiritual pattern in you and me. We are divine perfection. Now, I'm not saying if you feel that you might want to, you're comfortable not having gray hair, that it's not okay to dye your hair. I dye mine. I'm not telling you that. I'm not saying that it's wrong if you feel like you would be healthier or it would serve you better if you lost 5, 10, 15, keep going, amount of pounds. I'm not saying that. But how you show up in spirit is already perfect. So don't get that twisted. Don't get that twisted. What else? We all come from perfection. And we are perfectly imperfect. Perfectly imperfect. Remember, I'm creating a world that works for all, which is the vision or the mission of Science of Mind. We're not talking about spiritual realm. It's already perfect. We come here to talk about the physical realm, the human realm, that which is not already operating from a place that's creating a world that works for all. We show you the videos that we show you because perhaps you're not familiar with the transgender community or the gay community. Perhaps you don't know that. And so for you to not only look at yourself and create a life that works for you, you can reach out and say, hey, I saw that. That Charlie is a cute kid. I want him to have a good life. And so I'm going to deal with him with a little more love because now I've seen that he is perfect and it's not so, I'm not feeling a certain kind of way about it because I didn't know about it. That's why we show the videos. We already know Spirit's perfect. We got that. I don't know if you've noticed, but when I turned on the TV this morning, it didn't look perfect out there in the world. Didn't look perfect last week either, before I left. Even though Lake Arrowhead is beautiful, it's still, we could use some work in the human realm. So let's not get that twisted. You know, as women, it's tough. Again, I'm speaking to women because I'm a woman. One of my favorite hip hop groups of the 90s said this in a song titled Unpretty. I wish I could tie you up in my shoes, make you unfeel pretty too. I was told I was beautiful, but what does that mean to you? Look into the mirror. Who's inside there? The one with the long hair. Same old me again today. My outsides look cool. My insides are blue. Every time I think I'm through, it's because of you. I've tried different ways, but it's all the same. At the end of the day, I have myself to blame. I'm just tripping. We can blame commercials. Those of us who are sitting here, we know better. We know that we're in a philosophy and a teaching that teaches love. But are we truly practicing the love that we truly are on firing on all cylinders? I doubt that commercials are going to change right here, right now. Fine, if we all change our consciousness, but I doubt that. But it's still up to us to love ourselves. Our physical bodies included. Next slide, please. Kimberly Crenshaw said, to build a world that works for everyone, we must first make the radical decision to love every facet of ourselves. The body is not an apology. It's the mantra we should all embrace. Easy or simple, but not easy. You've got to stay in that mindset knowing who you are and how you were created. Because guess what? We're passing that information along to the younger generation. We see that it's causing harm. We don't want to do that. I know we don't. And so we've got to check in with ourselves more and do a better job about loving ourselves from the inside out. Thank you.
Good trade. This is kind of I don't know. You guys are so cute. Good morning, good morning. Now, I think Reverend Stacey told you that our actual talk title is Welcome to the Body. Right? Huh?
The temple.
Oh, the temple.
I forgot.
Yeah, welcome to the body temple. Actually, it's temple. Same thing. You know, because we're. I think about the video on Charlie and how he said the first time he went to summer camp, he learned how to love himself for who he is. And I want that for not only the teens, I want that for all of us. You know, I mean, a couple of weeks ago we had one team going. Now we have 5. Charlie was 19, but he's still a teen technically, just in numbers. And I want that for each one of them, all of them that are going to Oregon this summer, to know that and feel that and to remember that. So when Charlie went the first time, he was 15, so he's 19 now. So he's been able to practice and know this, and he's taking classes for the last 4 or 5 years of his life. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that great? I mean, Reverend Stacey's grandparents, her great-grandfather was a minister in this teaching. Her grandparents were practitioners, and she still wrote that on the wall after that test for her. Her dad reminded her. And that is why this center exists, to remind you all of your magnificence. To remind you, because, I mean, who else is going to do it? Thank you. You're welcome. You know, our society just has a way of, the social messaging. Now, I know there was no social media for me growing up in the 70s right? So the social media that is getting blamed for the shaming and all of that, it's always existed in some form, right? Social media just makes it more maybe accessible to the younger, to all of us actually, to get shamed and blamed and somehow to forget our magnificence. You know, for one reason or another, it's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable, you know. You're too thin, you're too fat, you're too short, you're too tall, you're too brown, you're too black, you're too white, you're too blonde, you're too one thing or another. You know, we may have an idea, body image in our mind. You know, I'm gonna tell you a secret. I look at myself and in the mirror, I think I'm pretty cute, just so you know. But if I see a photograph of myself, I'm like, tear that thing up. Because that's not what I see in the mirror. I think it's so weird. But, you know, and then there's those folks that, I know that I'm healthy. But if there are people outside of my family and friends that will say things that indicate that they may think I'm not so healthy. Just because of the way I look. You know, and I just smile and say thank you. I appreciate your concern. Now get away from me. I don't say that actually, but I might think it every now and then. You know, you know, in this, it's just not acceptable. You know, by learning, I believe that by learning to love ourselves just as we are, our body, everything, you know, we open the opportunity to heal all those wounds and those traumas that hide in our physical selves. Now, they may be hiding, but I'm telling you, they will show up as discord in your body. I mean, really, would any of us ever look at a beautiful, I'm thinking about Airhead again, oak tree, and tell it that it ought to be a pine tree, or that it ought to be a willow? Will we judge a lily or a rose by the standard of a fern or an orchid? Or do we take this all in as part of the wonderful variety displayed in nature? But there are people that will go up to you personally, anyone personally, and tell you what you should look like. But we can't go to the palm tree and tell it it should be a pine tree. It isn't. Neither are we. We are who and what we are. Have you ever compared yourself to another? I know you have, because I don't think anyone has ever not done that, especially in junior high school. If we could make that go away in junior high school, the world would be, woo, I'm telling you. I mean, have you just ever compared yourself and wondered if you could be something other than what you were? You know, we teach in this teaching in Science of Mind that everything that exists does so in order that the divine may fully express as us. Express as itself. You know, your body exactly as it is necessary for the divine to do that, to express itself. We're all unique. How many times have we heard this? Unique emanations of the one Spirit. You know, the human being, the spiritual being having the human experience. You know, rather than compare yourself to one another and disparage one another, you know, if we just loved ourselves for being the unique and wonderful human beings that we are. How about that? Is that a novel idea, or am I dreaming? That would be a dream. I want everyone You know, some of us might actually be holding on to unreasonable standards for ourselves. But maybe we're holding on to what you could also be holding on to is aches and pains that want to tell you something important and you're ignoring it. Or you're holding on to some unprocessed feeling that we were talking about before we left, anger. But we're unable to let it go. We went up to the mountain to let some stuff go. And a lot of us did in Lake Arrowhead. But you don't have to go that far and that high of elevation to let some stuff go. I promise. It was fun and a good process, but you don't have to do that. We're often taught that the physical is somehow less than the spiritual. Anybody agree with me? Yeah, the messages that we send to our bodies with our minds, whether that's is good enough for whatever reason, an appearance or physically, somehow that translates to undeserving of love and respect. It's absolutely, I say this all the time, you absolutely do not have to do one thing to be loved. You don't have to do a darn thing to be loved. In addition to our thoughts that we think, I feel like we need to tune into our bodies and find out what messages they're carrying. Again, we were talking about last month. Our bodies are responsive to all of our thoughts. Every single one of them. Our pain and trauma that we push away a lot of times. But they get stuck somewhere in our bodies. They get stuck. And the only way to release them, unfortunately, sometimes for some of us, is to feel them. I feel like I'm doing my anger talk all over again. It's to feel them. However, I know that it's hard. And I know that I'm saying it like it's just the most simple thing on earth. And I know that it's not. It's work. It takes work. No procrastination, though. In order to live truly harmonious with our bodies, just listen to them. Listen to them. And by listening, we will likely find that the discomfort or the disease eases when we pay attention and acknowledge it. No spiritual bypass, acknowledge it, and know the truth. See, a practitioner would have a hard time with that. See where it says, see for myself. Because once we no longer have to shout through the pain to be heard, we can share that wisdom and that intuition that each of us carry. So I heard somewhere that, I think from Dr. Rima, who you guys talked to last week, that there was a civilization that thought the brain was in your stomach because you feel, you just, to me, that's my intuition. But then to find out there are actually brain cells in your stomach. Lots of them. So you just have to listen to your body. You have to listen to your whole self. In order, like Reverend Stacy did the quote by Kimberly, I don't remember her last name, in order to build a world that works for all, we must first decide to love every facet of ourselves first. It's like when we sing that peace song, I think about it all the time. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be love on earth, and let it begin with me. Right? Since Dr. Ernest Holmes and Essential Ernest Holmes, he says, since we cannot walk on water, we take a boat or an ass. Now, my beloved Dr. Maura Fox would say, health, wealth, radiating love, and creativity are mine to be embraced and expressed in every now moment. And we missed her this year at the retreat. And we know that she's well. Now, I'm not a Bible scholar, but 1 Corinthians 3:16 says, do you not know that you are God's temple, and that God's Spirit dwells in each of you? That's what we want you to know today, tomorrow, the next day. That's what I know, that no matter what your teen or grandchild teen, whoever teen in your life needs to know, throwing on a button, all those other important things, what they need to know when they go to teen camp is how to love themselves and each other. That's what they learn there, because it's part of it. We're going to leave all the teaching of the sewing on the button and the financial stuff to the parents. And school, maybe. I don't even know. There's a lot of things they don't teach in school anymore. But that spiritual magnificence that they are is what they'll learn. Right? I think we should have an adult teen camp. How many would love that? How many would go? You go. Okay, you're here now. This is it.
I love it.
This is it.
I'm part of it.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you.
Well, if this is my teen camp, I don't know if I brought enough clothes. I have to change the clothes.
Teen shower.
Yeah.
Now, I do look forward to coming here every Sunday, so maybe it is.
Yeah.
This is my camp.
Yes, yes.
You guys are my camp.
Yeah. Okay, this is something wrong with this guy.
That's okay, that's all right.
That's perfect.
See? It's perfect, just the way it is. Thank you guys for reminding us that we're just right, just how we are. Took me forever to accept this. Boy, kids can be tough, can't they?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Big kids too.
Yeah, I'm a kid too, yeah. So I'm easier on others because I'm easier on myself.
Yes.
Gosh, we're all we have. This is a beautiful song by Colby Kelly. Put your makeup on, get your nails done, curl your hair, run the extra mile, keep it slim so they like you. Will they like you? Get your sexy on, don't be shy, girl, take it off. This is what you want, to belong, so they like you. Do they like you? You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to give it all away. You just have to get up, get up, get up, get up. You don't have to change a single thing. You don't have to try. 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 Get your shopping on,
At the moment you take the cards to each other, buy it all so they like you. Will they like you? Wait a second, why should you care what they think of you when you're all alone by yourself? Do you like you? Do you like you? You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to give it all away. You just have to get up, get up, get up, get up. You don't have to change a single thing. You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to bend until you break. You just have to get up, get up, get up, get up. You just have to try, 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 try. You don't have to try, 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 try. You don't have to try. You don't have to try. Oh yeah. Oh no. You don't have to try, try, try. You don't have to try, try, try. You don't have to try. You don't have to try. You don't have to try, 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 try. You don't have to try, 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 try. You don't have to try. You don't have to try. Take your makeup off, let your hair down, take a breath, look into the mirror at yourself. Do you like you? I like you. Oh, you don't have to try. You don't have to do a thing.
Well, you picked it. I like to call our ushers forward. This is our time we call giving and receiving. As we know, the world works in circles. And those of you online, I believe there's a, oh, it's 11:11. I love it. There's a, if you would say our affirmation with us on the screen, with your gift in your hand. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless my gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And what I will say is, I'm so grateful. I know that the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living is abundant. And each and every person that listens and that supports it is just the same. This is abundant. I know that there is an infinite stream of abundance flowing through each one of us right here and right now. And just as I know, you don't have to do anything to be loved. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. If for whatever reason you don't know that and feel that, I want you to put that thought in the basket right now, because it is the truth of you. And so it is.
To believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind. In just a little bit of time, if it serves my highest good, it will be mine. I do believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with open mind. In just a little bit of time, if it serves my highest good, then it is mine. It is joy and peace. It is my love, 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 love. It is my, it soothes my highest good. It is
Missed you last week. Well, you know what I was going to say? I wanted to shout out to Charlie and say thank you so much for doing that announcement last week. Okay, well, our CSL has a movie, summer movie series that is happening right now in June through August. You just watch the movie on your own, and then you sign up to discuss it. And so just go to shop.csl.org/classes for the list of the movies. This coming Wednesday is our Heart of Peace meditation, and our practitioner Aldo is in Europe on a very much needed vacation. So we are going to have our fabulous practitioner, Juanita McCoy, who's going to be facilitating. I can't wait! So excited. And of course, Karen Jones will be here with the bowls as well. So if you can come in person, it would be wonderful. And if you can't, just hop on Facebook and do either way. But if you come, that would be the best. Bowling is a week from Wednesday at 4:30 at the Suncoast from 4:30 to 6:30. I just bought my ticket today. So the tickets are on sale in the bookstore. $15 if you just want to watch and cheer, and $25 if you want to use your bowling technique and get your shoes and everything all go in there. It's $25. So it's a fundraiser, so it's going to be just lots of fun.
I heard people are practicing.
Oh, people are practicing, Reverend Sharon said, so watch out. There's going to be more ways to serve our center by, each point that they make on that first game, each thing they, I don't know, something, they're going to make money bowling. Okay, cool. All right, June 18th, we will have a guest. Sharon Fleming will be facilitating Expressions of the Soul, which is a spiritual development workshop. And the cost is $69, and it includes a beautiful set of cards. I have them that contains meditation and writing prompts, and they're just beautiful. Her husband took all the pictures that are on the back of these cards. They're beautiful. And there's a flyer on the happenings table with a QR code, which I don't know what QR stands for, but most of you probably do. Okay, June 22nd is going to be the Healing Words Book Club meeting at 4 p.m. discussing The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. So if you'd like to participate, just let Reverend Stacy know, and her number is 702-524-7096. Remember to look for the Center for Spiritual Living on Amazon every time you shop, because we get a little percentage. So it's go to smile.amazon.com. And practitioner Lauren called this morning and told me we've got fresh homemade peaches. Homegrown, I should say. Homegrown peaches. Well, they're homemade too.
They're my neighbors.
And so they're back in the back. So if you would like some peaches, take some. Because she's got quite a few back there. So I'm excited. I'm going to take that.
Your back.
Okay. The bookstore is open today with lots of goodies, beautiful jewelry, and of course the books across the back by the window are all 60% off. If you'd like to look at the bookstore, we've got lots of goodies there. And stay tuned. In the next 2 weeks, you're going to find out about the classes we're offering for the summer. And there's I've been told there's going to be some really good ones. So some of them will be in person here and some on Zoom. So you're going to have choices and fun there. So watch for that. And just remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I said it right this time. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. And just have a great week, everybody.
Instagram, what am I
I'm on Amazon every day. I give you all the money I can.
When she says that, you're like,
Yeah.
it's me. Can I ask our Ministry of Prayer team to please come forward? These are the folks that hold the center up, and they're here to pray with and or for you. We also have a prayer box called God's Pocket over there. If you want to leave a prayer request, that would be great. Oh, hi, Jamie is here. Any visiting ministers or practitioners can also come forward if they choose. Oh, you guys are so cute. I know. Clem is the one that told me he's been practicing. Yes. Woo! All right. Reverend Stacy, would you give us a closing prayer?
Sure, I can do that. So if everyone would just lower or close their eyes if it's comfortable for you. And just take a deep breath in and exhale. As we just exhale all of the good that has gone on this beautiful Sunday morning. Oh, and I'm just so grateful for each and everything that has been expressed and shared on this beautiful morning. From the beautiful centering to the prayer, to the music, to the message, and beyond. I am beyond grateful to be reminded of the love that I already am. I don't have to lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds. I don't have to grow taller. I don't have to grow smaller. I don't have to do anything to be or become more than I already am. I am love and loved. What a blessing that each of us are given. None of us have to do anything to be loved or loved. And so I just say we go out there and celebrate that on this beautiful Sunday. We go out and be the love and feel the love. And we take note of those that perhaps don't know that that is the truth of them as well. And whether we give them a smile or a hug, whatever we choose to do, we just say a little prayer with a thought and know that it is truly the truth of each and every person that we come in contact with today and each day. And so for this and so much more, I simply say thank you, sweet spirit. Thank you, thank you. I release, I let go, knowing that this is done. And together let's say, and so it is.
All right, if we can stand and let's sing our peace song.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. And we let this be the moment now.
Repeat after me. Something is happening right now. I know this in my mind. I feel my body. And what it is.
It's like Dana. You got
love the atmosphere.
This is where I need to be, and this is where I've always wanted to be. This is so natural for me to be here and to do what I'm doing here. There's honestly nothing like it.
Everyone just being extremely welcoming and warm and really just let me into their lives and into the camp environment with open arms.
I smiled the most in my entire life.
It's just a place for me to connect with myself, where everyone is there for that goal also, so I love camp.
This is probably the most loving place you could be outside of your own home.
I know that for me personally, whenever I'm down, I shift my perspective. It doesn't make the situation better always, but I know that personally, I feel so much better when I can look at things a different way.
And being at teen camp shows you that this practice is something that you need to keep in your daily life.
The best part about camp is that we just accept everybody for who they are. We're not trying to change anybody to being somebody they're not. We're pushing them to be a more evolved and a better version of who they already are.
Not living yourself based on the perspective of others and letting your own perspective of yourself flourish and, kind of hold yourself in that and being able to, look in the mirror and be like, hey, I like this, this is someone I could be a friend with.
Yeah, there's just unconditional love, and it's the most amazing thing in the world. And I wish the whole world was like that, but we're working on it, so for right now, the best we have is camp, so I just love it so much.
Again, it's like when we're on the mountain with everyone, it's like we're in like Glenda's little bubble of just all this good and pure and happy and loving in the world, and I like that. It's like it's my second family.
I really like a lot of the stuff that we do with our camp families. Pretty much any workshop that we do with our families that involves individual expression and then dealing with that expression to show that person that expressed that they matter and that they were heard and understood and that they are supported.
And so the healing experience for me was having all of these teens sharing this love, and to be in that love and to be in that space and really realize that this is the kind of love that can change the world. This is the kind of experience that can shift us out of a fear mentality, shift us out of a war mentality, shift us out of this us versus them mentality.
The advisors here at camp, pretty much all of them, have the ability to make sure that you're having a blast and also that you're having the exact kind of spiritual treatment that you need.
I really feel supported by the advisors at camp, and we even call them like moms and dads in our family groups, and I think the advisors add to the experience so much more because a lot of them are former campers, so they know what they're going into and they know how to deal with the workshops and they know how to talk to people, and it's almost like you are actually a family when you're with your family, camp family.
And what keeps me coming back to camp as an advisor is really the love that the teens share and the ability that I get to reciprocate that love. And I had an experience at camp where I realized finally that this love has this intense healing power, and how it healed my life is this reminder that these teens have this intense ability that these teens have to share love is something unlike anything you've ever experienced.
Our teaching is expanding and it's helping more lives and more people and changing lives, and I've seen people grow from my own center and from centers across the country in just a short course of a few days, and they've changed so much, and it just makes me more confident that Teen Camp will continue to do what it's been doing for the past however many years, even if I'm not here. So I'm just really happy in the way the whole week turned out, and I'm really grateful for the opportunities that I've gotten through CSL.
It was today where I believed I didn't need the acceptance of other people. It was today where I believed, or that I found or realized, that I could just bless them on their path and just focus on myself.
And they all just make me laugh. I really just love this team. It's been a really crazy year, but I had a good time.